Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. All right, let's dig in. I'm getting messages about easing into the receiving and giving effortlessly. Like this needs to be just effortlessly because you trust your intuition, you trust who you give to. So we give and receive without any fear, right? Obviously we need to use some discernment, but that's what we're working on. Release ritual. All right, this is about releasing old belief systems, or again, could be like just anger or the old version of you. And you've been doing that for a long time, like not a long time, but like with a lot of intention lately. So I am not surprised it's coming up. Releasing this feeling of making the wrong decision. You're always exactly where you're supposed to be. All right, messages for this beautiful collective. Let's see what's going on. Steady growth, yes. This is about also acknowledging and celebrating your victories because you've grown a lot. And you keep growing. Tiny shifts every day. All right. And burn it down and start over. Yes, this makes sense to me. Like this. Burn it down. A lot about fire. So, I'm sensing like someone thinking about like how they could be doing the same mistakes that they've done before. First of all, there are no mistakes, but you're not the same person you were. So we're gonna let that go. Let that fear go so you can really jump in and enjoy this new you. All right. Ace of Cups, look at that. So, that's really exciting. This is about self-love. This is about choosing yourself, choosing joy, choosing love, bliss, having something to, like giving from a place of abundance, right? Receiving abundance. Four of Wands. It's funny because I said celebrating little victories, and this is kind of like, it's a quiet feeling of being home. It's not as big as when it's not reversed. So when it's reversed, it's kind of like we gotta see, acknowledge, notice the little steps and the little growth spurs that we have. I see that in my baby. Like he's not gonna sleep well for like, no, it's been like 2 months that he's been teething, but and then oop, you get out of it and he's got like teeth and like, it's just like little things that don't, from the outside it doesn't look like much, but you know that things are moving and changing. Emperor. Ooh, burn it down and start over. Maybe you're burning down this old masculinity in you. This could have been toxic, the way you were brought up or like taught masculinity. And I mean it for anyone. Like we have the whole spectrum in all of us. So Because this is stability, this is confidence, it doesn't need to shout or scream, it's just solid, reliable. This is a leader. You could be an entrepreneur too, that leads from the heart, has a good head on their shoulders. So, and also it's not using competition to get ahead. It's not, like all these toxic traits that we're starting in society to really understand masculinity, and hopefully we're gonna all grow together to find a good masculinity. But this is like very solid, and I like this a lot. Yes. 7 of Cups. 2 of Swords. Maybe you're someone that has had a lot of like a hard time making decisions, by fear of making the wrong decision, or but I feel like because now you can come back to yourself consistently every day, there's no really, the feeling of making a mistake is different, because it's always like, well, I gotta try to know, and then I'll check in every day, and it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. It doesn't have to be. And that's the same when I was saying, like, we're easing into giving and receiving. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, because I've sensed for myself my fear of completely surrendering to love and really giving and being in this joy of giving, because always I had, in the back of my mind, I had like this fear of being drained, this fear of being profited from, or so, but you got your own back, and look at her, she's the queen of taking care of shit. She's the queen of self-care. She knows how much self-care she needs for herself so that she can be available for other people. The queens are always thought of in relationship to others, she's holding this huge opportunity too, because self-care changes everything. And that's something that I had to learn by really going in a dark hole. But let's say I'll give you an example from my life, but like I used to tour a lot, and now, like, for a lot of years I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. But it's different because I'm taking care of myself. And I know when to say no. And I can say no because I'm in control of my independence, I'm choosing, I'm making my own decisions. So there's not like this big pressure from the outside as much. Of course we got, responsibilities and stuff, but it feels like a choice. It feels more like a choice. 0909. Woo! So 7 of Cups reversed. I mean, there's a bit this. I'm feeling like, okay, so this is healed. What now? Where do I look? Where do I go? What do I focus on? Like, what does that mean? Let's figure it out. I'm laughing because I always say that. I'm like, as someone who's kind of like getting used to giving guidance and stuff, I'm like, I'm just like worse than anyone else. Like I've made a ton of mistakes, so like, it's not like I'm ever thinking that I know best or whatever. Anyway, that wouldn't be authentic because I'm just channeling. You're creating this reading, so 10-10. Woohoo! All right. Six of Pentacles, reversed. Judgment, reversed. Three of Wands, reversed. All right. So now that we are... Because this is also like when you stop yourself from giving from a place of like giving because you think you're gonna get in return, or like, you know, all the kind of wrong reasons we give because you feel validated by giving and you feel in control. Because like for me, like I know that, yeah, I'm a very generous person, but it keeps you in a state of power in a way sometimes. But you want this power to be like really authentic, and it's not like giving, yeah, you know what I mean. 11-11. Wow, I'm like seeing all the synchronicities. All right, so Six of Pentacles reversed. This is like really like making sure that you have a surplus, that you have abundance to give to other people, and you give it with an open heart and by choice and freely and easily. Right? But also not like, I've said that a lot, and now where I am, I feel like, okay, I don't have to always think about it, because sometimes I get stuck in the fear, like, is it the right thing to do right now for me? Is it like, you can trust yourself, like you feel it, you know, it doesn't have to be like such a like a mind fuck every time that you want to give to someone, but you know, it's a process, we're going through it. Judgment reversed is, I feel like it's a bit like you might be thinking back on your life and thinking like, how did I kind of have a part in, you know, overgiving, and like how did it happen, and what's my part in it, you know? And always, like I say, like, it's not like victim blaming. I'm not talking about, you know, whatever other people could have done to you. I'm thinking really just like was I really giving from a confident like place full of love and abundance, or was I just like a bit desperate, or was I trying to be in control, or like, you know? So Judgment Day, you know what it means, right? It's kind of a moment to reflect on how your energy was involved in this. But there's like a lot of serenity when you look back, because you say, well, I know now, I know better, right? You can celebrate that feeling, that's like not solace, but I'm trying to think of a word, but it's like, it's peaceful. It's not as confusing as it used to be to think back. Because now you see keys, you see like the pieces of the puzzle kind of coming together, and you can, and it's very empowering in a way. So if you don't feel like that, it's gonna happen. And maybe because I saw also I saw energetic space for emotional clarity. So I'm thinking, because this is also about making space. Oh, I lost the card. Because when you release that fear, there's a lot of clarity that comes from making space, right? Does that make sense? That makes sense. To me. Three of Wands reversed. There's a huge expansion that is coming into your life. And there's been a bit of a delay maybe blockages because of this fear of giving, and you know, you had to kind of get accustomed to this, and also just aware of like of how easy it can be, really. So yeah. All right, what else do we need? 15:15. Wow, I'm like we're on point right now. I really hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for listening, for being here. Soon I'm gonna have a lot more time to do this, so I'm very excited. Oh, clarity, mental health, cutting all the shit that you don't need anymore from your life. But also, you know what I'm seeing today? Victory. I have this sense of victory. There's like a celebration type of feeling around small steps, you know? Around also like bringing awareness to some stuff that maybe you weren't aware of for a long time. So good stuff. Clarity. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. It's a bit also like when you fall back into like this feeling of lack or not being enough, or you know, imposter syndrome or whatever it is, because you have this support system which is just in yourself, where like you know how to find joy again, or like take care of yourself, and you know, process your emotion, regulate and all this stuff, then you can trust other people and you can ask for help a lot more easily. I like this a lot. And also like it's funny because I'm like an independent musician, and I was talking about that not too long ago, where like being independent doesn't mean being alone. Hell no. Hell no. This means that you can choose with joy and love people you work with, and you can arrange things so that everything flows in a like with ease, you know, and there's a lot more peace from that. There are gonna be challenges, of course, but it's a lot more about trusting, really. Anyway, so there you go. Emperor again under the deck. What else? Confusion. Let's see this confusion. Yeah. In times of confusion, come back to yourself. What do you need to heal? What do you need to bring awareness to notice? It's uncomfortable because your body maybe has been like, if you're like me, it's been really used to like find distractions and really avoid going through the emotion, you know, process it just like anything I can find. I'll do it so I don't have to go through the emotion. It's uncomfortable, but we're getting used to it again, and it's gonna become easy, effortless. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Wow. For me, the Empress is all about abundance and being in a state of being receptive. 1919. Okay. She's like, she's clearly not working her ass off right now. Like, she's just like reaping the fruits of her labor. You know what I mean? She's standing in her power. She's receptive. And I think that for her to be in that state, she had to go through a lot so that she can understand actually what it feels like to be at ease. remember like what it is to just not do all the work by herself. You know. So what else? I want to get more from this. Clearly here someone has gone through a lot of grief or disappointments or feeling of betrayal. But it's time to get excited again. To get into like that new energy, that new and also come back to the fact that it's a process. Like you never get to a point where it's just you're doing this over and over again so that it's more easy. Right? Like I mean, I've said the word effortless and easy like a lot of times. It's funny because I'm also getting someone who's doing like dream manipulation. I'm getting information for that a lot these days. And how like if you've done it before or you're interested in doing that, I know that like a key to doing that is like it's not really, you can't control the dream. You have to go in the emotion, and then the emotion drives the change, you know. And this feels like life, right? Doesn't it? So we're gonna get in the bliss, we're gonna get in the joy. And we're gonna let go of what doesn't serve us. Okay, so I want a little, do we have confirmations? We have the dreams, we have rose thorns. All right, so maybe there's something for you about flowers, about roses. Obviously what comes to mind with this is you are beauty, but you got your thorns too, because you need to be able to protect yourself. But you got your own back, you know? It's like, it's also like you have as much beauty as you have like darkness, and that's where your power is. That's what makes you unique. Let's see if maybe we can have a bit more insight about this. Joy, strength, love, beauty, passion. All right. Loving this. And on the other side, suffering, wisdom through pain, difficult, love, defensiveness. Right. I've seen a lot of my friends, many of them women, but doesn't matter, that have had to be in their masculine energy a lot to kind of protect themselves, or they felt like they had to protect themselves. And now it kind of, you know, the more you build walls, like at some point it becomes like this echo chamber, right? Where like you're kind of stuck in this, like you're just gonna meet people. Like I'm not saying like it's bad, but like we support each other, but you meet people that are gonna reinforce that fear, you know. And it's all good because there's a reason for that fear. There's danger for real, but you want to be able to love, right? You want to be able to be free. So it's like this difficult step where like, how do we open up again, and how do we trust again? 24. Yeah. Where can we see, like, were we so wrapped up in passion and love that we couldn't see the obvious dangers of the situation we were in? But not always, you know, it's not always that. Often it's a gentle reminder to be intentional and cautious with your heart when you feel wounded. It's a reminder that it's okay to have boundaries and stay safe. But that fear will ultimately keep you from experiencing the whole of the beauty the world has to offer. Aye. This card is about finding the balance between protecting yourself and embracing unbridled joy and unconditional love. It's about the wisdom and beauty that is to be gained through whatever pain you may be experiencing right now. It's a reminder that we live in a world of dualities, but that most things exist somewhere in between. With tender handling and a deep respect for their thorny boundaries. Okay. Roses can be collected and cherished for their beauty, but not all love is easy. But sometimes the stinging scratches of thorns are worth the rose in the end. Yeah, we can't protect ourselves forever because then we're missing out. It's a reminder that love takes work and vulnerability, as well as the willingness to be hurt so that you can step into something greater than yourself. Sheesh. Spirit is not disappointing this morning. Wow. Wow. It's funny because I just want to show you. Oh, I don't have to show you, but I wrote, you can't expect the other to do all the work. And being said by someone who always thought she was the one doing all the freaking work, you know? So now we're going to come back to the middle. Work your light, Oracle. All right. We're coming back to the same. The crumbling, what are you letting go of? These are the doors. Are you going to let them open, you know? Are your walls going to crumble down? It's all like very tower moment kind of feeling, but in a very grounded way, because look, straight in the middle, you got your queen taking care of business of herself, connecting, grounding herself. Oh, look, the roses again. Ooh, interesting. We got little bunnies too. Mountains. I've thought a lot about mountains lately, so I'm going to say it. So, all right. So, I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.